Why Zero Trust networking is the key to IT security. In the fast-paced world of IT, where new technologies and threats emerge daily, one thing is clear. Traditional approaches to cybersecurity are no longer enough. Remote work, cloud computing, and increasingly sophisticated cyber attacks have rendered perimeter-based security models obsolete. In this video, we'll explore the revolutionary approach of Zero Trust networking and why it's more than just a buzzword. It's essential to building a resilient and secure IT environment. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is Zero Trust networking? At its core, Zero Trust is a security framework based on the principle of never trust, always verify. Unlike traditional models that assume users or devices within the network can be trusted, Zero Trust removes that assumption entirely. In a Zero Trust model, no user, device, or application, whether inside or outside the organization, is granted access without first proving its legitimacy. It operates on the idea that breaches are inevitable and focuses on containing damage by continuously verifying credentials and permissions. In today's interconnected world where data moves between devices, cloud environments, and remote workers, adopting Zero Trust has become a necessity, not an option. For decades, IT teams relied on perimeter-based security. Think of it as building a wall or fence around your organization's systems. While this worked for on-premises setups where everything stayed inside the company's network, it's no longer effective in the modern landscape. Remote workforces. Employees now work from multiple locations and devices, often outside the company's secure network. Cloud technologies. Data and workloads increasingly reside in distributed cloud systems, making traditional boundaries meaningless. Sophisticated attacks. Cybercriminals use advanced techniques to breach defenses, rendering trusted internal systems vulnerable if compromise occurs. In this environment, Zero Trust networking flips the script. Instead of assuming trust, it proactively mitigates risks by treating every user and endpoint as a potential threat. To fully understand how Zero Trust works, let's break it down into its key principles. Zero Trust requires that all users and devices authenticate themselves, not just when logging in, but throughout their interactions with the system. Multi-factor authentication, MFA, biometric verification, and behavioral analysis are common ways to achieve this. This principle ensures that users are granted only the permissions they need to perform their job, and nothing more. Even if an account is compromised, the attacker's access will be limited. Rather than allowing unrestricted movement once inside the network, Zero Trust divides the network into smaller segments. Users and devices are only allowed into the segment they need, preventing lateral movement by attackers. Zero Trust doesn't just stop at verifying credentials. It continuously monitors user behavior, access patterns, and system interactions for signs of compromise. If something unusual is detected, access can be modified or revoked immediately. By adhering to these principles, Zero Trust creates layers of security that ensure if attackers break through one safeguard, they encounter another, and another, until they are neutralized. Zero Trust networking isn't just a philosophy. It's built on a foundation of advanced technologies. Let's explore the tools that make Zero Trust practical and effective. MFA adds an extra layer of security by requiring users to provide multiple forms of verification, such as a password, a one-time code, or a fingerprint scan. This ensures that even if credentials are stolen, access remains restricted without the additional factors. RBAC ensures users have access to only the data and systems necessary for their role. For example, an HR manager wouldn't have access to developer tools, and developers wouldn't need sensitive employee information. EDR tools monitor devices like laptops, tablets, and smartphones for suspicious activity or signs of compromise, allowing IT teams to respond to potential threats quickly. This technology divides the network into distinct zones, each requiring unique credentials. Even if an attacker gains access to one area, they're effectively walled off from the rest of the network. ZTNA replaces traditional virtual private networks, VPNs, and provides secure, policy-based access to applications. Unlike VPNs, ZTNA continuously enforces trust and reduces exposure by connecting users only to the resources they need. Why is Zero Trust the gold standard for modern IT security? The benefits go beyond just protecting your organization from cyber attacks. Here are some key advantages. Reduced attack surfaces. By limiting what users and devices can access, Zero Trust reduces potential entry points for attackers. Safeguards remote workforces. With more people working remotely, Zero Trust ensures that data and systems remain secure, no matter where employees are located. Prevent lateral movement. If an attacker breaches one credential or endpoint, they cannot navigate freely across the network. Regulatory compliance. By securing sensitive data and implementing strong access controls, organizations can meet compliance requirements more effectively. Future-proof security. Zero Trust's adaptable model ensures your organization can adjust to new threats, technologies, and business models. Ultimately, Zero Trust creates an environment where risks are contained, breaches are harder to achieve, and the overall security posture is significantly strengthened. Despite its obvious advantages, Zero Trust networking is sometimes misunderstood. Let's clear up a few common misconceptions. It's only for large enterprises, or implementation is costly and complex, or it sacrifices usability. False. Zero Trust can be applied to businesses of all sizes. Small and mid-sized companies may find it especially valuable as they often face the same threats as larger organizations, but with fewer resources. While full implementation can require investments in technology and time, organizations can adopt Zero Trust incrementally. Start with high-risk areas and scale up over time. Many affordable tools exist to kickstart the process. Modern Zero Trust solutions balance security with a smooth user experience. For instance, MFA and streamlined access systems minimize frustration while maintaining strong protection. If you're ready to adopt Zero Trust networking, here's a step-by-step framework to guide you. Assess your current infrastructure. Start by conducting a thorough audit of your IT environment. Identify weak points, shadow it, and areas where traditional security measures are falling short. Define access policies. Establish clear policies determining who, what, and how resources can be accessed based on roles, devices, and locations. Implement core technologies. Introduce tools like MFA, ZTNA, and EDR into your environment. Begin with high-risk areas or applications handling the most sensitive data. Adopt a phased approach. Zero Trust doesn't have to be implemented all at once. Focus on key workflows, critical users, or sensitive assets first, and expand gradually. Train your workforce. Zero Trust isn't just about technology, it's also about culture. Educate employees on best practices and the importance of authentication and access protocols. Monitor and update. Threats evolve constantly, so Zero Trust isn't set it and forget it. Regularly test, refine, and update policies to ensure they're keeping pace with evolving risks. As the cybersecurity landscape grows more complex, Zero Trust networking stands as a vital strategy for IT professionals seeking to protect their organizations. By adopting the principles of never trust, always verify, leveraging advanced technologies, and shifting away from outdated models, businesses can greatly enhance their resilience against evolving threats. Now is the time to act. Whether you're starting from scratch or refining your existing framework, embracing Zero Trust isn't just a security upgrade, it's an investment in your company's future. Remember, in today's world, it's not about if a breach will happen, but preparing for when it does. And Zero Trust will ensure your defenses are ready.